Coming up, I'm going to show you how you can get a spectator to deal directly down to your card, how you can get a natural feel for the cards to accomplish the impossible, and how you can find a selected card instantly. Everything you can do right now, as long as you have cards. I have a deck of cards here, and I'm immediately going to hand it off to the spectator. They can shuffle it up as much as they want, whether it's a riffle shuffle with a nice little bridge there, whether it's a couple of cuts, whether it's an overhand shuffle, they can do whatever they'd like. But as soon as that's done, I'm going to take the deck back, and I'm going to go ahead and just think of any card, right? So I have a card that I'm thinking of. Now we're going to swap roles. I'm going to be the spectator, and now you're going to be the magician. I want you to find my card. So the way that you can do this is say any number out loud between 1 and 52, and we're going to deal to that number. Let's just say you said the number 12, so check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now you dealt to the 12th card, and my card was the Ace of Diamonds. The card that you dealt to, of course, was also the Ace. That's not it. I think we probably missed a step somewhere. Ah, right, okay. So in order to do this trick, we really have to be in unison. So I'm going to take your hand like this, and we're going to hold hands as we do the whole dealing process. Maybe we'll give the deck a couple more cuts. And now, what was the number you said? 12? I want you to deal to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And the card at the 12th position, hopefully, is the Ace of Diamonds. Let's start with the most bare bones tutorial and then go more into depth for those of you who are interested. So once the deck has been shuffled up by the spectator and you go about selecting a card, all you have to do is memorize the top card of the deck, and that's going to be your selected card. Now, regardless of whatever number the spectator selects, let's just say the number 4, they deal 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, this is not going to be your selected card. You act surprised, say, let's try that again. Put these cards back on top of the deck. Ask them what their number was. They say 4. They deal 1, 2, 3. And of course, the 4th card now will be your selected card. Now, what can we do to make this effect even better, to really spruce it up? Of course, we're going to start by having the spectator shuffle up the cards. And now, once you get the cards back, you tell the spectators that you're going to swap roles. They're going to be the performer, and you're going to be the spectator. So you're going to think of any card. And as I say this, as I say I'm going to think of any card, I'm dribbling through the cards so that I can get a peek at the top card. So I dribble, angle towards me as I'm like nonchalantly just saying I'm going to think of any card, and I quickly go through and I memorize the top card, which is the Jack of Hearts. Now from here, I put the deck down and ask the spectator to think of any number or just say it out loud between 1 to 52. Again, to keep things easy, let's say they said the number 5. They deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now from here, I have them, of course, I have them deal it, by the way, and then they reveal the top card, and you're like, wait, that's not my card. My card was the Jack of Hearts. Or you could even say your card before they flip this over. I think that's going to be more powerful. And you'd be like, okay, let's try that again. You take this whole pile, put it on top of the deck, and you have a bit of a time delay, right? Because something just happened here, and you want to kind of take away from the fact that cards were dealt and put back. I'd take a bit of a break and say, I wonder why that didn't work. Maybe we weren't in sync. We weren't in unison. So maybe this is somewhere where you can have like a physical interaction, like a quick physical, just like fingers touching or something like that. And I'd like to take the cards back and give the deck a false cut. Now I have many videos on false cuts. I'll put a link on the screen, you can check it out. But this one is one of my favorites, where I do a couple of swing cuts, put the cards down like this, and I hand the deck back to the spectator and say, let's try that again now that we're in unison. Of course, they deal 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course, the card at the 5th position is your selected card, the Jack of Hearts. Oh, and I didn't mention this, but keep watching because I have a giveaway coming your way. Trick number, wait, hold on. I just realized there's some cards that are both face up and face down. This packet is just kind of messed up. You know what? Let's switch things up. Let's use this. I want you to take this deck and shuffle it up, right? And you can clearly see there's some cards that are face up and there's some cards that are face down. Once you're satisfied with all the shuffling, of course you can shuffle in any which way you like. Once you're satisfied with the shuffling, let me tell you, I've heard a story that magicians are able to feel how many cards are in the packet, but not only that, they get a sense of how many cards are face up and face down in the packet. So let's test that together today. But the thing is, you can't do this by just looking. You can only do it by feel. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the packet, put it underneath the table. This way, my vision does not influence anything that I'm doing. And we're going to try to see if I can figure out how to separate the cards into 2 piles where we have the same number of cards that are face up and face down. Here we go. 2 piles in my hand. We're going to count the number of face up cards in each pile. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cards face up in this pile. That was actually quite a lot. Let's see if we were able to match it in the other pile. So 16 in pile number 1. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 cards in the second pile as well. I mean, that's incredible. This one's really cool. I have no idea how it works, but it is beautiful. Again, we'll start with just the bare bones basics and then go more in depth for those of you who want to know more. So there is a bit of prep work involved. You want to first grab a deck of 52 cards and then count off 26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. Now you want to mix these cards up, 26 cards face up, 26 cards face down, shuffle them right into each other, and now you're ready to begin the trick. You shuffle up the deck and then explain to the spectator what you're going to do. Now you can either take the cards, put them underneath the table or behind your back, and all you'll do is count off 26 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. Once you've done that, turn over either of those packets. Let's just turn over this one, the packet we counted. Bring them out, and the cards in the packet, they're going to be the same number of face-up cards, face-down cards, as this packet, face up and face down cards. How can we make this one even better? Really focus in on spectator interaction and how things look from their perspective. So what I like to start with is I like to put the deck down, and as I spread out the cards, I like to almost do exactly what I did in my performance, be like, oh, sorry, the cards are kind of messed up, but I actually heard of this principle that magicians develop just naturally. So I can, of course, show them all the cards are face up, face down. I can hand them the deck and have them shuffle up the cards. Now, the one caveat here is that you want to make sure they don't flip them face up and face down. So either they can do an overhand shuffle or they can do a riffle shuffle. Just make sure they don't do anything super sloppy. Another fun shuffle that people would enjoy is the casino style wash. So they can shuffle up the cards or mix up the cards like this. And of course, this doesn't flip over any of the cards because they're just mixing them up. Right now I have to clean them up. Once the spectator has shuffled up the cards, you're going to explain what's going to happen, and then you do the same thing. Either put the deck underneath the table or behind your back. And I found the easiest way to count to 26 cards is count in groups of 3 and then count a group of 2. So you count 8 groups of 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then count 1, 2. Now there are 52 cards in each pile. Flip one of them over as you bring the cards out, and then, whenever you do your count, I just like to count the face-up cards, but if you want to count both face-up and face-down, that kind of makes them even more impressed. Or you can have them do the counting, which again maximizes the interaction. So if we take a look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 face-up cards here, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 face-up cards here. It's just amazing. Before my last and favorite trick out of the 3, let's do this giveaway. To begin, I want to thank my friend Quang Dang for heading on over to the CardMechanic shop to sponsor a deck of cards to give away. Like I always say, I really appreciate people who love to give back to the community, so thank you. To enter this giveaway, all you have to do is like this video and comment down below which one of these 3 card tricks was your favorite. And the winner will be announced in the post section of my YouTube channel 72 hours after the release of this video. You don't got much time, so make sure you enter for a chance to win. Good luck. You especially are going to love this trick because it's absolutely mental. It can be done while you're blindfolded the entire time. So to start, we have a spectator pick out any card they want. Let's just say this card here. Take a look at this card and memorize it. You, of course, are blindfolded. The spectator can return it back anywhere they want. Let's just say here. And then you can shuffle up the cards, right? Keep in mind, you are still blindfolded. But you can shuffle up the cards right in front of their face while your face is covered. Now, of course, you have no idea where the card is. We just know that it's somewhere in the center of the deck. But you're going to take your blindfold off, take the deck, and as you go through, you'll get an immediate sense, boom, and be able to find their selected card. I mean, that's insane. The method behind the last trick is the most basic thing ever. Again, just to talk about the bare bones. Let's pretend we split the cards into reds and blacks. The top half is red, the bottom half is black. You have a spectator select a card from the bottom half, right? In this case, it's a black one. You put it in the top half, which is the red half of the deck, push that in, and when you take a look at the cards, obviously you know the one black card within all the red cards is a spectator selected card. That is the foundation of this trick. That's the bare bones explanation. Now you probably saw in my performance, the cards were split red, black everywhere. All I did was take the cards, split them into odds and evens. So the reds were, 5 of hearts, 7 of spades, all odd cards, red and black, and then all even cards, red and black. And then I practically just did this exact same thing. Now, for those of you who are more curious how to do all the controls and everything we talked about, That's a bit more advanced, but I'm gladly or super happy to be covering that as well. To make this trick visually easy to follow, I'm going to keep the cards into reds and blacks, but just keep in mind you can do odds and evens. So I'm square all this up, and when I'm starting the trick, of course, like I mentioned, you can be blindfolded. So I spread the cards out, and I force a spectator to either pick a card from the top half or from the bottom half, not somewhere from the center, otherwise that can kind of get a bit messy. So let's just say they pick from the bottom half and they pick out a black card. In this case, it's the 4 of spades. Of course, you're blindfolded, you don't see anything if this is happening, or you can have your eyes closed, whatever you want to do. They pick the 4 of spades. When they return the card back, you're going to force them again, the same way you force them to pick from the bottom, you force them to return it back to the top, right? Now they, of course, know that you don't know what the card is, you don't know where the card is, but all you know is now there's a black card in the red pile. So if you were to stop right here, if you took off your blindfold, you went through, you'd be able to see that black card in the red pile. Obviously, if you're doing this with odds and evens, maybe you see an even card in the odd pile. That would be more difficult for the spectator to detect. But this is what I think is a better selling effect when you can shuffle, right? Because just taking a card out, putting it back in, maybe the cards are organized in a certain way. But once you add in the aspect of a shuffle, now things are like, wait, hold on, but the deck was also shuffled and you were blindfolded. So a really cool way, and I forgot what this shuffle is exactly called, so don't quote me on this, but or don't say that I made this up. But what you want to do is you want to throw over a little bit less than half the top packet here as you're doing this. Is going to be an overhand shuffle, by the way. You're going to throw over a little bit less than half the packet, and now you're going to start shuffling off, or what is it called? Sliding off single cards for a little bit. So you're sliding off single cards, just like this. And once you know you're past the halfway mark, then you start doing an overhand shuffle normally again. What this did was it just reversed the order of reds and blacks, right? Before reds were on top, blacks were on the bottom. And now you can see the blacks are on top and the reds are on the bottom. All this did was change where the reds and blacks are, right? So now their card is going to be located on the bottom since they returned it to the top half. And doing this up to speed, obviously that didn't look like a real shuffle, but doing this up to speed, you do a couple of these, then you do a couple of single cards, and once you know you're past the halfway mark, you can continue shuffling one more time. And then, of course, you don't have to show the spectator this, I'm just showing you it like this. You can see all the black cards are here, all the red cards are here, and the spectator's one selection is there. This shuffle is really going to be the selling point. So if you can execute this while doing this trick, you are golden. As always, a huge shout out to all my Patreon producers, and thank you, love you, see you soon.